Hey guys, it's Lisa from Turning Pages, and today I'm here to review actually two books. So you're going to see me twice in this outfit right here, but right now you're only going to see one review, and that is the review of The Essence by Kimberly Durdig. And if you want to go ahead and check out my next video, which will be up in a couple days, you're going to see my review of The Offering. I hope the lighting's okay. It's kind of like cloudy outside and I don't have any like artificial lighting, so I'm kind of hoping that this video isn't too light and then too dark and then constantly back and forth. But if it is, now you know why, and let's not even worry about it. I'll just worry about it while I edit this crazy video and completely stress out about it, but it's okay. Also, I already filmed this video last night and it just didn't end up coming out the way I wanted it to. So I'm refilming it today and I hope it turns out better, so fingers crossed that this is the only time I have to film it again. And see how dark it gets? Alright, so the book I'm reviewing, as I said earlier, is The Essence by Kimberly Durdig. This is the second installment in the Pledge trilogy. The first one is obviously The Pledge, and this is the second one, The Essence, and the third is The Offering. I don't want to give too much information away and too many details because a lot of it obviously plays a role in the first book. So if you haven't read the first book, that's why I'm being careful. So yeah. The Pledge basically started off with a girl who lives in this crazy society which is divided by class, and the classes are composed of what your job is basically, and each of these classes speak a different language, but they have a common language named English. Also, this society is run by a tyrant queen who's abusive, kills her own people, murders them, has no regret. She doesn't care. She doesn't care about her people. She wants what's best for her. This queen also travels down the line, so she has these powers, and the only person that takes charge of these queendoms are the oldest girl born into royal family. And all this stuff happens, and that's the first book. And that's all I'm gonna say. And now Charlie is queen. The Essence takes place a while after the Pledge ends, and Charlie is in full swing of learning how to become a queen, of learning how to instill laws, and learning how to change the things she wants to change. Charlie is in full swing dealing with all this, dealing with, you know, these rebellions and these rebels who kind of want things to go back to the way they were. She's also dealing with learning how to become a queen. She's also you know, trying to instill these own laws and get rid of these things. For example, like child slave camps, people who are falsely imprisoned. She's got a lot going on. And if that isn't enough, she also has to deal with what happened in the first book. The queen isn't exactly gone. It actually says it in the synopsis, so I guess I can talk about it. But the queen isn't completely gone yet. She is still residing within Charlie. So even though Charlie's dealing with all this other stuff, she's also keeping the secret that she can hear and she can understand the queen's thoughts within her, and that the queen is basically living inside of her. She also goes to like a conference with other queens to make allies. She starts building schools for kids. She does all kinds of stuff in this book, which is absolutely amazing. What I like about this book the most is the leading main character, Charlie. The relationship she has with Max, the tyrant queen's grandson, doesn't influence everything she does. She doesn't let that kind of control her. You don't even see too much of their relationship in this book. You do in a little bit in the first one, but not too much, and you don't really see it too much here, which is what I really like about it. It kind of doesn't overshadow everything else. I mean, Charlie just became queen to a country that's like so far behind in technology and in, you know, modern society, that she has so much else to worry about instead of just a relationship. And I liked seeing that that was the main focus. It's so frustrating when these relationships kind of overshadow all this stuff. So I was really happy that that wasn't like that. Besides that, I also really enjoyed her relationship with the other characters. I almost completely forgot what I was doing. I also really enjoyed her relationship with the other characters. I enjoyed seeing how she and her little sister got along and the relationship between them. I enjoyed seeing her and Brooklyn's relationship, that's her best friend, and how, you know, close they are and how much they've gone through. I also really liked seeing Aaron and Brooklyn's relationship and how they got along, and that's Aaron is another friend of both Charlie and Brooklyn, and I really liked that whole thing. I just found it enjoyable and it was interesting, and I would consider this book definitely a stepping stone to the third book. Yes, it's the second book and I completely understand that, and obviously it's a stepping stone, but it's a stepping stone that we needed, because in the first book all this crazy stuff happens and Charlie becomes queen. In the third book, a lot of other stuff happens that you're going to see in my next review. And this book kind of shows the transition in between, which is what I really liked. It wasn't just boring. It wasn't just like, okay, I'm going to read this book so I can finally get to the last book. It was kind of like we needed this as readers to fully understand what she was going through. In the first book, you don't see her become queen. You see that in this book. You see her training, you see her learning how to do things, you see her instilling laws and kind of dealing with people who don't seem to agree with her even though her ideas are really, really good. So she does all that and she learns how to communicate and make allies with other queendoms and all kinds of stuff. So I really liked that, and that kind of showed the growth of her character, which was really important, because if there wasn't this book and all this explaining done in here, I feel like the third book wouldn't make sense, because she's basically this vendor's daughter in the first book, and in the third book she's like kind of a powerful queen. She kind of knows what she was doing. So this book was really, really, you know, needed for the series. Overall, would I recommend this book? Definitely. I would recommend Kimberly Durding's books to anybody. I think they're just great. I think the stories are always so different. It's just good. The ideas are good. The characters have like content, and they have depth, and they have emotion, and they're real, and they're not like puppets where they're kind of like saying these things that we know they need to say. It's just interesting, and overall I would recommend this to anybody who's kind of looking for something different, who is kind of looking for something that isn't overshadowed by this romance or overtaken by something that isn't as important as, you know, being a queen or getting your job done. So would I recommend this book? Yes. After I did all that explaining, yes, I would. I already read the third book, obviously, because I'm reviewing it right after I'm done doing this one, and I loved it, and it was totally worth reading the first, second, and third book. It was great. It was such a good book, and I cannot wait for more of Kimberly Durding's writing. I can't wait for another trilogy to come out and more books. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know down below in the comments if you've already read this trilogy or The Pledge or The Essence. I would really love to know what you guys think and what you guys thought of Charlie, the main character. I think she's absolutely amazing. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. And the social media will always be linked down below, and I will see you guys later. Bye.